Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, guys, Steve and Wayne Steiger have just done an upload on the supposedly eclipse of the moon and our sun. Certainly, SDO hadn't anticipated it, but lo and behold, now apparently it seems to be our moon. If you look back in retrospect and one of our earlier uploads, we had the same phenomena occur, and they explained it away as a moon. The Pirbhai who was basically convinced that the narrative that NASA were basically putting forward was probably the accurate one. Since then, I've put forward a plethora of evidence to prove that to not be the case. Anyway, today again, they mentioned that the moon is developing an atmosphere, and hence why we were seeing an atmosphere on the shadow. But interesting enough, if that's the case, then if you look at the particular passing of this object, there is no shadow on it, which is interesting. So I mean, the moon can't develop a shadow and then lose that shadow overnight if it was indeed the moon anyway. And this is my own little contribution to this particular vlog between these two gentlemen. Anyway, please let's take a look at this together.
Hi everybody, it's Steve Olson and Wayne Steiger. It's October 21st. This is WSO. Hi Wayne.
Hey Steve, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Hey, listen, this morning I checked out Ben Davidson's channel and I checked out Nemesis Maturity, and guess what they found, Wayne?
A big mystery, huh?
A big mystery, right?
Trick or treat, right?
Trick or treat time. Yep. So here we are. It is the 30th of October, and what you're looking at here is the SDO satellite, which we talk about all the time. And I know that Wayne and I have taken a very contrarian view to the mainstream science people, okay? But watch this eclipse today, and then we'll talk about it some more. So you notice that the object comes in front of the sun from the left to the right. The time of this transit is almost an hour, Wayne.
1 hour. Okay, so when we were supposedly in the eclipse season, quote unquote, right? Okay, so gotcha.
Right. Remember, it's supposed to be a 188-day cycle.
What's supposed to be?
Yeah, it's semi-annual. Remember the semi-annual moon eclipse or Earth eclipse and all that stuff?
Hey, listen, I still remember some of the comments. Yes, sir.
Well, here's what's remarkable, Wayne, is remember, just take note that the moon moves from the left to the right. Everybody's saying it's the moon again, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, then tell me what happened on 8:02. This is August 2nd. It's 11:28. Same phenomenon, okay? Can you tell me why the moon in this one is moving from right to left?
Well, Steve, the camera's upside down and it was being adjusted.
Oh, okay.
No, listen, Steve.
Well, that's a very, very valid point, guys. The moon can't decide to basically orbit in the opposite direction on another day. It orbits in one direction. And so do we.
This is, by the evidence that we're seeing right here, this...
So whatever it is, all the celestial bodies, bar one, in our solar system, rotate in an anti-clockwise fashion. Whatever this is, has rotated, right, around the sun in both directions on two separate dates. So whatever it is, again, it corroborates the hypothesis that a binary system and its celestial bodies, and I'm assuming what we see right now is a planet or a celestial body of some sort, not necessarily a star, which is going around in a retrograde orbit, opposite to the direction that we basically orbit our sun. Why? Is because the primary star of this particular celestial body is parked next to our sun.
This is remarkable.
So it's orbiting its star.
It's saying that the moon is retrograded in its, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Transit? Is that right, Steve?
Yeah, so my question is, how does the moon go the opposite direction two different times? On August 2nd, it goes one way, and then on October 30th, it goes the other way.
Can you put this in the 190? What is it? 192, 197.
Sure.
Now, guys, this is something you can verify. Okay, so I mean, there you go. There's the domain address www.helioviewer.org. Don't only verify it, record it if you want and document it. He's just mentioned 2 dates. Punch those dates in and see what the celestial body does before they actually remove this off the archive. I mean, someone's going to do some, basic detective work and find that the narrative that NASA are pushing, because this is a NASA site, is absolute humbug and nonsense. And they're hiding something. They're hiding another binary system and its celestial bodies.
Yeah.
There we go. Now, let's do that same thing again, Steve.
All right, I have to push it back a couple minutes first.
That's fine.
So that's where it starts at 10:43 UTC on the 2nd. And it starts coming up from the lower right. See it?
Yep, it's coming from the right now.
I want someone to explain this to me, Steve.
They froze it here. Remember that, Wayne? And
I do.
I want my accountant friend to explain this to me, because he's the one who had some issues with this. Now, whatever the celestial body is, it seems to be going in 2 directions on 2 different dates. So it's decided it's going to orbit the sun in a different direction for one day, whilst it's orbiting the sun in another direction for another day. What that suggests is these 2 celestial bodies that are seen transiting the sun are 2 very different celestial bodies. Distinctly different simply because they're rotating in different direction. A clockwise orbit and an anti-clockwise orbit, mashallah.
No, we could never get anything beyond that.
But it was moving from right to left.
And today, what did we get for a trick or treat?
We got a trick or treat. Let me go to the same angstroms again, just for consistency.
By the way, I don't know who, sorry to interject, but I don't know whether anyone of you noticed, especially those of you who live in Bolton, the whole sky was chemtrailed. And not only was it chemtrailed, subhanAllah, there was no clouds whatsoever, at least not naturally forming clouds. There was nothing but chemtrails. Nothing but chemtrails. But what was interesting is there was black chemtrails, really dark type, right? Basically being sprayed overhead. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. I guess they were hiding a lot of stuff. But then again, the paper did read, and I shared that article with you guys on the WhatsApp Science distribution list, where they mentioned that there's going to be around about 15 comets or asteroids heading in our direction in a close orbit, or maybe perhaps moving its trajectory towards us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, and that could be one of the reasons why they were basically spraying the skies all over. It wasn't just towards the sun. Usually you just see them trying to obscure the sun and what's near the sun. But in this instance, I saw the whole sky being blanketed and sprayed today. And that's in the northwest of England.
We got it coming from left to right.
All right, explain this one. I mean,
somebody's going to have to explain this.
The matrix is falling apart. The construct is destructing. Look at this, Steve.
Yeah, at least their lie is starting to be deconstructed. They can't consistently keep up this lie because there's too many of us watching them now.
Well, quite frankly, I'm going to have my cup of coffee and I'm going to sit back and I want to hear the explanation for this one, because obviously it's thus, it can't be this way. So they're going to tell us what sort of malfunction now. By the way, I want to make a point too, Steve. Everyone, all of your viewers, we need to be aware of the cosmic rays that are hitting us. Now, today on Suspicious Observers, Ben was pointing out, and he was just giving his opinion, that it appears that these satellites are getting hit with unusually high doses of cosmic rays. What's going on, Steve? Is this part of what's going on? I mean, objects, the moon, goes in one direction. And I don't see how a camera, a satellite, can alter that. Correct? I mean, that would basically defy the laws of inertia.
Again, I cannot tell you All right, so it's either one of these is the moon, one of these is not the moon, or both are not the moon.
I err towards the latter description.
Well, I don't think it's the Earth.
No, because remember when they said that it was the Earth, it covered the whole thing, remember?
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, this is a stumper, and the reason I want to get it out there is because we are getting misinformed on this, and I'm not going to let go of SDL because this is where we can nail this, because we are seeing multiple eclipses in front of the sun over a 2-month period in opposite directions.
It doesn't make sense.
Unless somebody can explain it to me astronomically, and again, I'm open to explanations.
Hey, listen, we're here to learn as well, correct?
That's right. I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to find the truth.
And what a journey that has been. But Steve, this is breaking. This is serious. What is going on here? Because the implications says that either there is an equipment malfunction, or as you said, it's not the moon or something else.
So again, guys, we'll put it out there. We'll leave it at this right now, Wayne. Wayne and I will probably be doing another show here in the next 24 hours, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, guys, well, that's an interesting development. I certainly would like to have your opinions on this and see what you have to say. But do visit the website and verify this for yourselves. There's no point sharing this stuff if you're not going to basically verify it as well. It's certainly a good practice too. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best what really is going on, but certainly it seems like there's a lot of fibs being told. Anyway, Jazakallahu khairan wa ahsanul jaza for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.